information technology, that what is the role of the information technology. Hello, today we will talk about the information technology and its uses and business. A historical overview will be presented before you. As we know, the information technology is the combination of two technologies. The first one is computer science and another is communication technology. The computer science uh, has a complete system, and also the communication technology has a complete system. But when both these technologies are emerged together, then they have given birth to information technology, because until unless the communication technology is not involved with the computer, the information technology could not be created or could not be generated as well. So, for the businesses, it's a very good tool, and to run the online businesses, to run the offline businesses, and it's a very prominent tool that can be used for the enhancement marketing to managing to training from every aspect. From the financing, taxing applications are available, and we will discuss briefly, but here we will see the historical overview of the information technology in businesses. So, in this chapter, we will cover the information technology principles, practices, and opportunities. Oh, as we think that the evolution of information age continued, and its age about, we can see the period from pre-period is the agricultural time period, and then the industrial begins in 1800 to 1957. Lots of industries can be seen by us. And after that, the information age from 1957 to present, we can see that the information age is there. But until the creation of information technology is not there, because the Ministry of Defense (DFD) has launched its first application, a successful experiment in 1969. While from the 1957 the computational technology is available, that's why we are able to say that the information has been digitally processed. So majority of workers in that particular time of period in 1980s were the farmers, people, and land and hand tools. These were the principal tools. But now in the industrial age, we can see from the 1800 to 1957, the factory workers, people, and machines were the tools, and the partnership was there. But in the information age, we can see from the 1957 to present, the knowledge workers are the majority of the workers, and the people and the information technology is the principal tool. That's why we can't avoid the information technology at all. So if we see the information technology from the agricultural age, the period up to the 1800 workers, when the majority of workers were farmers and lived to revolve the agriculture around the agriculture. People were at that time only the comprising or only running their businesses and lives for the agricultural purposes. Although the other lots of the in industries or the home industries were available, but the industrial age was not there, because they were the home industries. They were available. For example, They were taking the raw material from the agriculture and processing it, and buying and selling was done through there because it was not the industrial age in that particular type was not available. But in the industrial age, we saw that lots of industries were involved from the 1800s to 1957 when work process were simplified through the machinization and automation was done. Means people were manually working in that particular type of the area, and then the mechanism was brought into the automation. For example, if we say that in the fabric, the textile were industries were manually fabric was created, but later on the textile industries came into being, and lots of other industries are available. And if we see, this is one of the example. So the information age, we can see the period that began in 1957, in which the majority of workers are involved in creation, distribution, and the application of information. So we can say that in that particular area, the information technology came into being, and it has played its vital role in by offering variety of applications to process the information. So the knowledge workers were required at that time, and workers involved in the creation, distribution, and application of information. For example, if we say that in that particular type of age, we would be able to understand that the lots of computational technology has occupied these quality testing of the textile industry, color combinations, and lots of assistance work, and finally the buying and selling, stock information, marketing, and also all these things were available there. So it's a quite big achievement in that particular type of the area was done. Now, if we say that information has also lots of impact upon the information society, society in which more people work at handling the information than agriculture manufacturing combined. Agriculture industry was also there, but it was combined with the help of the information technology, which has given us lots of assistance to run the businesses. So businesses depend on the information technology to get their work done, and information technology has boosted up the process, and we are able to take the information technologies work in that scenario. So characteristic of the information technologies work processes are being transformed into increased productivity, as we know that some enhancements are required from the working capabilities. Means we have to think at that particular point that information technology or the work processes are being transformed to increase the productivity is the main issue. So work processes, the combination of activities that workers perform, the way they perform those activities and those tools they use, and the productivity, the relationship between the results of an activity of the output and the resources used to create those inputs. If, when the effectiveness is that the extent to which desirable results were achieved. In that scenario, if we see, If we consider that work processes were automated by using the information technology, for example, robots were installed in they work instead of humans, and in the agriculture industry, the tractors and other machinery was involved, but now the sensors and lots of other applications are available, that what is the weather condition and how, when to give water, what is the moisture level and how to maintain it. Now lots of applications are available in order to increase the productivity of these businesses. So agricultural land we can see from the 1875, 1922, 1960. Then the services were installed there. Now here we can see the information was very much low. Then the information technology was not kept into the account. But 1916 the graph was raised, and now at this particular time loads of working is done through this technology. So information technology provides means to rethink, recreate, engineer conventional businesses processes. Re-engineering is involved. So reshaping of businesses to remove the barriers that prohibit the organization from providing better products, services, and to help the organization capitalize and its strength. So now the re-engineering is required because through the traditional work, if a bank has to do its activity, means in the traditional way, they have to open the ledger, they have to see, they have to posting is to be done, and then lots of people has to confirm. But if we use the information technologies application, we can have the barcode reader that can understand that particular type of the application or the receipt, and that receipt can be processed in a seconds, and it can verify the signature as well. And from this signature understanding we can do lots of productive work, and we can reduce the time of processing of the check into the cash. And same likely, if we have received the cash, then the counters are there, cash counters can count it, and then the account can easily be understood, and the transactions can be done very easily. For example, we are in a shopping mall, if we have a credit card, and in that particular type of the credit card, we can just punch it and we can pay the bill. So business processes collection of the activities often snapping several departments to take one or more kinds of the input and create result that is value of the company's customers. So basically the customer is focused because customers are the big bosses to run the businesses. Customers are the kept at the top priority. Now, if we have the sales department, then inventory department, then the manufacturing department, then the shipping department, and accounting department, these are the departments, functional departments. These are separate, but due to the involvement of the information technology, they can work together. Order acceptance is there, whole can process and produce a result. Product development processes, whole departments are involved, and the asset management process, and these are the some examples, but all these they are involved in functional organizations. So if we say that process focus in companies, this is the manual work, but when it is digital, then the information can be moved easily between these departments. So basically, the success in the business is largely determined by the effectiveness with which information technology is used. Therefore, information technology is embedded in many products and services, and we cannot neglect the role of that particular type of thing. So, re-engineering efforts to attain the greater productivity in industrial age was there that the deviation of labor, separation of work processes into component tasks with different workers, specialization in each task. That industrial age and then the information age, teamwork, interconnection, and shared information. There is a big difference. We can see that labor deviants were working the separation, but into the age of the information, the people are working in a teamwork. That's why we can say that embedded information technology has created lots of opportunities to this is example embedded IT personnel travel. In the airline online booking system, the traveler booking his her reservation with the airline using the internet and World Wide Web. They have the access and they can take a booking. And at the airport, ease of passenger checking, lots of understanding the receipt and allow the safe check-in or check-out services there. And on board the aircraft, use of the telephone, fax, computer, and receive the electronic mail as well. So maintain the client's performance at the auto at the agency. The size, color, features provide routing directions, maps, entertainment, meal, loading, and open on the destination. Allow the automatic self-services check-in there. So maintain the travel preferences, flows, types, spares, and lots of payment details provided by the automatic baggage handling and from the airport. So lots of easiness can be created by the information technology in the travel, not only the travel but also in the other businesses as well. We will discuss these business one by one, but this is one use case that is before you, not in detail. This is an overview that how the things are working, how information technology is working as a tool to combine the workers. So, if we say that what is information technology, a term used to refer to wide variety of the items and attributes used in creation and storage, disparate data and information in three main components: computers, communication, networks, and know how. First of all, we have to understand the computers, then the communication networks, then know how can work uh, in that particular type of the way. So we have discussed the about the data, raw fact and figures, and details of some events, and then information in organized, meaningful, and useful interpretation of that particular type of the data. So knowledge, awareness, and understanding of a set of information and how that information can be put to the best use. So finally, we can say that some people has known that a fire was seen at the some point, and then information was collected and interpretation was came that fire can harm a lot into the forest, But if it is for the cooking purposes in the kitchens, it's a very much useful tool during the kitchen. But fire was into the forest. So knowledge and awareness can change and interpret the meaning of fire as well, because the fire is very much essential requirement to in the productivity, and also in case of the damage, if a huge value of the fire is there, so it can give us the different meanings and semantics as well. So data is a basically raw fact, and when the data is processed, it is known as information. When the information is interpreted, then it can be converted into the knowledge as well. So these are the some, as I have told you, the computer information technology has gatherings that computer is consisting upon the hardware programs information we have discussed in detail in the previous lectures, but in this lecture we are only giving the overview. Then the communication technologies has also the hardware programs information, and we will have also discussed in detail, but in the later on uh, lectures we will see the know-how means the people and the applications and the procedures should be very much understood by the people. And if there is a know-how, what type of the people are there, what the businesses are running there, according to that the applications are built, and the system is automated by using the computers and communication technologies. When both these technologies are emerged, are known as compute information technology. So from the computer science, we can see that an electronic system that can be instructed to accept, process, store and present data and information. So we can say an computer is an electronic device which can process information and data into information, and information by using the semantics can be converted into the knowledge as well. So computer came in four sizes: microcomputers, mid-range computers, mainframe computers, and supercomputers. We have discussed these things in a very detail, and in this lecture we are not going to into the detail. Other our lectures are available, and you can use them and give some sort of the knowledge by yourself. So have a nice day. Thank you very much.